And even now, at 19 years old, my brother says he still sees him in mirrors. My brother had an imaginary friend when he was little, but unlike most imaginary friends, this one wouldn't leave him alone. When my brother was around 4 or 5 years old, he started talking about another little boy that only he could see. At first, no one thought much of it. He called him his brother. He'd play with him for hours, talking and laughing. My mom assumed it was just an imaginary friend. But sometimes, things would change. We would hear my brother arguing. "Stop, leave me alone. No, I don't want to go to my room and play with you." My mom would ask him who he was talking to, and he'd simply say, "He won't leave me alone." She brushed it off as childhood imagination, but eventually, things got harder to explain. The day after my brother's birthday, the decorations were still up. He had balloons tied around the living room. That night, around 10 or 11 p.m., my mom suddenly heard loud popping sounds coming from outside. Pop, pop, pop. Thinking my brother had gotten into something he wasn't supposed to, she rushed out to check. When she found him, he looked terrified. He wasn't crying. He wasn't laughing. He looked genuinely scared. Mom asked, "Did you pop the balloons?" He said, "No, he did." My brother pointed at his imaginary brother. My brother pointed at his imaginary brother. My mom followed where he was pointing. My mom followed where he was pointing. And that's when she noticed something that made her blood run cold. There was a knife on the floor. See, my brother was tiny. He couldn't even reach the counter where the knives were kept. So how did one end up beside the popped balloons for the first time? My mom started wondering if maybe this wasn't imaginary. My mom looked toward the empty space my brother had pointed to. Even though she couldn't see anything, she spoke directly to it. "Get out of my house!" She demanded that it leave. Then she turned to my brother. "Is he still here?" "No, he left." And then he looked at her and quietly said, "Thank you." For a moment, everyone thought it was over. They were wrong. About 10 or 15 minutes later, some of our cousins came over. They had barely walked inside before one of them asked, "Who was that woman standing outside your front door?" He described a woman wearing all white. Her long black hair covered her face, and she had been standing silently near the entrance. The room went quiet. My mom slowly looked at my brother. "Do you know who that is?" "That's his mom." Pause. She opened